Om Gananam Tvam Ganapatim Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashsavasnavam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashtanvano Dibisi Dasadanam Om Vrishabham Charshaninam Vishwarupam Adapyam Rahaspatim Varenyam Om Hare Rama Krishna Hare Rama Krishna Hare Rama Krishna. Namaste. So, we'll continue with what we've done in our previous classes. So, as Ramakrishna pointed out, the beauty of Jaimini Sutram is it gives you pinpointed rules. There is no ambiguity about it. There are some things that you have to consider before you give out a prediction, or that is, analyze Marna Karakasthana from the Karaka Bhava. And as Vijayaji asked, what if Jupiter is in the 9th in Navamsa? Jupiter is 9th is supposed to be good, but it is in Marna Karakasthana from the 7th house, the Karya Bhava in Navamsa. And the answer to this is, you have to give more importance to the Karaka of the Varga. Like for a relationship and marriage, it is Venus the Karaka. So Venus should not be in Marna Karakasthana, or should be analyzed more. The other riders are, if a planet is in its own house, or Mula Trikona or Ucha, that is, it is strongly placed, positional strength, then the Marna Karakasthana is not that effective. And when I say that's not that effective, I mean that it tends to get neutralized. So you see, it's not that it is not there, it is there, but it gets neutralized. But then you will see the effects of both, the effect of Marna Karakasthana and the effect of it getting neutralized. So you see, let's say, if it's Scorpio rising in Navamsa, and Venus is in 12th house. So Venus is in Mula Trikona house. So what happens? You will see the Venus is in Mula Trikona will give the effect, and Venus in Marna Karakasthana also. But because of the cancellation, you will see the cancellation effect also. So that is the key you have to understand. Similarly, also analyze if it gets Nicha Bhanga or something. If the Lord if the dispositor or is exalted, then the savior will be that planet. Typically, the way Nicha Bhanga and all that works is, during the planet which is debilitated, there will be a problem or rise, depending upon how you see it. Like for example, if it is concerning wealth, then Tasmin Ucheva Nicha Srimantaha. That means when a planet is exalted or debilitated, it gives wealth. So I'm saying that debilitation will show that effect. And when the planet which cancels the debilitation, that particular Antardasa comes, you will see a change. So, that way. So I think last time we left at 1.2.68. Yes.
So only way to remember is just applying the rules. There's so many, right, hundreds of...
Right. That you will see, what will happen is you will slowly put it into practice. And then you will remember like a key for 20-30 rules, which will help you, tide. In case of doubts, or in case you want to do more analysis, go back to the book and do the research, and you will get the answer.
One request I have is that when you are covering the sloka, so you maybe want to, for audio purposes, if you're unable to follow it, what sloka number was not said before.
Oh, yes, okay.
So otherwise, now you may want to...
Yes, sure.
That sloka. The book and the sloka.
Right. The book and the sloka, yes.
Somebody called me, I was student. Yeah,
okay.
He's calling me.
Okay. And I have, we can, what Manojji also requested that he has a chart, his brother's son, who just gave his 12th examination, or passed his 12th examination, and is planning to enter into that specialization. So he wants to know what field will be good. That will be a good exercise because that will help us rectify the Navamsa and all that. But I suggest that for 30-45 minutes we will go through the lesson and then we'll take up the chart as an example, and I hope you know enough about the person.
Yeah.
Okay.
That will test my knowledge also. I looked through his charts in just couple of hours. So I come out with some kind of solution at least. From Guruji point of view, we will see. From class point of view, we can verify.
So let's start with Shloka 1.2.67, which is chapter 1, quarter 2, 1.2.67. And it says that Jupiter in the ninth indicates a big landlord or a distinguished personality. So, Jupiter, typically a planet in the ninth in Navamsa, because ninth house is very important, and a planet such as Jupiter gives a lot of, because I think what it means is a big landlord, and more importantly, a person basically indicates a person of authority. All the ninth, Jupiter is the Karaka of the ninth house. Ninth house shows higher authorities, and Jupiter here, so landlord, in a way. Because you will rarely come across a person saying, okay, I'm a landlord. Analyze my chart. So, basically indicates a person of high authority or will rise high.
Wealthy.
Yeah,
Jupiter.
yeah. Typically here, I would say it would say it's wealthy, but there are other factors also.
You could see Vaswani centers.
Yeah,
owner,
landlord. So,
and then ninth is Dharma, right?
Ninth is Dharma, yes. So Jupiter there, and landlord basically means the covering over vast tract of lands and all that. But here it will just say, let's say, authority, person of authority. Now,
That is, you are saying Jupiter is ninth.
yeah,
Navamsa.
Navamsa.
Jupiter is ninth.
Yes. Now, we'll go to the next one, 1.2.68. Now we come to some important things. Benefits in the 12th from Swamsa takes the soul to an auspicious world of the departed after death. Now, he's saying benefits in the 12th from Swamsa. Okay. Now tell me what kind of Amsa he is talking about. Yes. See, till now we said that Jaimini at the start said Swamsa, and he indicates both. He means both Lagnamsa and Karakamsa. And most of the inherent traits and personalities we gave preference to the Lagnamsa because that's what's so. But if you are talking about soul level, which Amsa should you give preference? Karakamsa, because it is Atma Karakamsa.
Yes.
So, this particular stanza is more applicable from the Karakamsa, not the Lagnamsa. Because Karakamsa is Atma Karakamsa. So he says that benefits in the 12th from the Atma Karaka in Navamsa takes the soul to an auspicious world. It's the same principle, benefits in the 12th. The 12th house shows what you have to give. Moksha, yes.
So benefits in 12 is good.
Yeah, from the 12th, from the Atma Karaka in Navamsa.
Then, but the same principles work. If there are no planets, you take Lord or Lord.
You look at the aspects. And it's not as straightforward as this, because not everybody who's got moksha will have this, but they tend to have it. So we have to be careful about, because we still haven't understood the subtleties of planets. Like let's say if a person has Mars in the 12th, or Mars is the Lord, but that Mars is in a very Saumya Shashti answer, then how will you say it is bad? No, I mean, what I'm trying to say is we still haven't understood the nuances of what is bad, what is good, or what is malefic, or what is benefic with respect to, the Atma Karaka related matters. So we just have to be cautious. You will not find everybody has getting moksha with only benefits in the 12th, or you will come across personalities with malefics. So,
but when it comes to malefic, are you talking about the material plane or spiritual plane? Because Ketu in called from Karakamsa is supposed to be excellent.
Right, I'm talking about
Material plane.
No, we are talking about the spiritual plane. We are talking.
Ketu is a malefic in called from Karakamsa is excellent, right?
It is, but we are not talking about the material or spiritual. We are talking about whether a person is. We are talking about the spiritual plane. In that, we have to analyze the beneficence or the maleficence with respect to the spiritual world. So Ketu and Sun are good, are benefits, considered benefits.
Okay.
But whereas Mars, Saturn,
functional benefits in the case.
yes, not even functional, but natural.
Natural.
Because natural, when you're talking about dharma and moksha, they are natural benefits. Even for marriage, Sun and Ketu are very helpful. So we consider them benefits, but as I said, our rules are limited concerning what is benefic and what is. But I would just say, just try to understand. Like later on, it says that Jupiter, Mercury, Moon, and Venus and Sun indicate the 5 auspicious worlds. Is Swa, Jana, Manaha, Tapa, and Satya. But I would say just keep an open mind and don't jump to conclusions. Now, in one of the notes section under the 1.2.68 sloka, he adds at the third point, he says that Parasara adds that malefics in 12th indicate expenses on unlawful and bad activities, while benefics give legitimate expenses. Which lagna is he talking about? Yes. He is definitely not talking about Karakamsha lagna. So that is...
Because physical plane, expenses and...
yeah, it's more to do with your personal self, not what your Atma.
So he says that benefits in the 12th of Lagna, they give expenses to
Good. And I have seen, good and bad is like in a sense that it doesn't cause hurt to anybody or is not badly motivated. I saw in one case a person having a retrograde but exalted Jupiter in the 12th. The person used to spend on, dharma, going to the temples, going to Tirth, giving his wife a car. Of course, he was headed for a divorce and all that, but nevertheless, the intentions were good and, it was not for a bad purpose or anything. Now, the next 1.2.69. Ketu in the 12th gives final emancipation to the soul. Now, which lagna is he talking about? Atma Karakam. Karakamsha lagna. So, we know that. Now, we know, prior to this, you must have talked about finding the Ishta Devata and see moksha, how to get moksha and Ketu. Now you know where these dictums come from. If Ketu is in the 4th or 12th from Karakamsa, final emancipation will be granted. Moksha. Release. If Ketu is in the 4th and or 12th. Now, what does the previous stanza say? Ketu in 12th. Now, what has he added?
4th.
Ketu in 4th. Why Ketu in 4th?
4th is comfort and destroyer from comfort. Because the direction of moksha.
That's
the moksha trikona, that's the field
of
the direction for the moksha.
That is moksha trikona. So that is why 4, 8, 12 are basically, and more specifically, I think I told you today we will analyze how the Navamsa get created. We'll do that. We'll see all the houses get transformed to one of the Kendras in Navamsa. So among the Moksha Trikona, which is 4, 8, 12, the fourth house becomes a Kendra, which becomes the pillar. And hence you give more importance to fourth house. And hence you look at Ketu in the fourth house or benefics in the fourth house. That will also give you a very good indication of the Atma Karaka, the direction of the Atma. So let's stop here for now, 1.2.70, and let's go back to what we were discussing in the previous class as how do houses get mapped from Rashi to Navamsa. Let's say the Lagna rising is no, you should do manual. Actually, we have to do manually. There is no chart will help. And no, we are saying we'll just look at how the Rashi, the Lagnas, the various houses in Rashi get mapped to Navamsa. Let's take a very a simple example. A person with, let's say 16 degrees Aries as Lagna. 16 degrees Aries. So if it is 16 degrees Aries, okay, now write first house. Okay, just write, in the next line write first house, and then you say which house in Navamsa it gets mapped to. So let's say Lagna is 16 degrees Aries. So which house does it go in Navamsa?
3/4. 5/5 house. Somewhere in Leo. Aries is
Leo. So fifth house. So right. So first house in Rashi maps to fifth house.
The reason you say first one house to fifth house only because it's a 16 degrees.
Yeah. So the reason is every Navamsa is 3 degree 20 minute.
Yeah.
So 320, 640, 10, 13, 20, 16, 40. So it comes to the fifth. Now take the second house. Yeah, second house is once again 16 degrees. Each house is 16 degrees. So where will the second house fall in Navamsa? Second house becomes 16 degree Taurus. Now where will 16 degree Taurus fall in Navamsa?
No, not in Virgo.
It falls in Taurus. Taurus.
It is a fifth. You have to see movable houses, fixed houses, and dual houses.
Yeah.
In Navamsa maps to
Aries, Aries, Capricorn,
Capricorn,
Libra, and Cancer. Okay. Okay. First we'll understand how Navamsa gets created. All the movable signs. So you have movable, you have fixed, you have dual sign. You have fiery signs, you have earthy signs, you have airy signs, and you have watery signs. These are the four kind of. So fiery signs starts from Aries. Earthy sign starts from Capricorn. Airy sign starts from Libra. And watery sign starts from Cancer. So, and each division is 3 degree 20 minutes long. Okay. So it's important to see, if you take Aries, the full 30 degrees, so the first 3 degree 20 minutes go to Aries. The second 3 degree 20 goes to Taurus. So the last 3 degree 20, that is 26 to 30, goes to Sagittarius. And now Aries is done. Let's go to Taurus. Where does the first 3 degree 20 come from? Capricorn. So you see it is cyclical in nature. We entered in Sagittarius and then we started in Capricorn. When Capricorn ends, it ends in Virgo.
Right.
And then the next starts from Libra. So you see there's a continuity.
Right.
Cyclical. So let's go back to our example. So we found out that the first house 60 maps to Leo. The second maps to Taurus. Fifth from Capricorn.
When you say Taurus, that is the fifth from
Capricorn. So basically we have understood that
from all of these.
yeah, 16 degrees comes to the map to the fifth house. Now you take fifth from each of this. So second maps to Taurus. The third maps to
Scorpio.
Aquarius.
Why Aquarius?
Libra is the Aries sign which starts everything. And
You're talking about 16 degrees Gemini, aren't you?
yes, 16 degree Gemini, right?
Right.
So it is Gemini is an Aries sign.
So Gemini is the third one. It starts from
Libra.
Libra, so it falls in Aquarius.
And the next one, in Cancer, it falls in Scorpio.
Next one, it falls in Scorpio. Yeah, it's hot.
It is the fifth from Cancer, because Cancer starts everything.
But the fifth house, because it's a mobile sign?
No.
No, it is. What is
The
it?
fifth is because
Oh,
you
yeah.
have the Lagna degree is 16 degrees, right? So 3 degree 20 you divide. Now, if you look at the other houses also, you finished 4 houses, 4 cusps we finished. First house 16 degrees, second house 16 degrees, third house 16 degrees, fourth house 16 degrees. Now you calculate the others also, they will all map to the same.
Okay.
Like for example, the fifth house, where does it map to? The fifth house is 16 degrees Leo,
Right.
which is same as, so it's a fiery sign,
Right.
so it starts from Aries.
Right.
So which house will it map?
Leo.
Leo. So it is the same. So all the 4 you finish, and the next 4 you finish, and the third 1 to 4, 5 to 8, and 9 to 12. All of them now map to the same thing. So you see, the first house, Lagna degree, you basically get to you find the Navamsa Lagna. The fifth also maps to the Navamsa Lagna. And the ninth also maps to the Navamsa Lagna.
That's 59.
Yeah.
Half.
Of Rashi, you take the 16 degrees and you find the Navamsa. Please, try.
Right. I see that. That is 16 degrees of the Rashi falls in the fifth of the Navamsa.
That becomes a Navamsa Lagna, right? Now you take the fifth house in
In Rashi.
No.
80 degrees.
no, not 80, 100, nothing. Fifth house, fifth cusp. The fifth house also has 16 degrees longitude. Now analyze the fifth house, because we have taken the example as Aries rising. So what does the fifth house cusp is? 16 degrees Leo. Now analyze 16 degrees Leo, which Navamsa it falls in. What is Leo? Is a fiery sign, right? So where do you start from?
Aries.
Aries.
If you count 5, it comes to the Leo itself.
Right. Now calculate the ninth house cusp. Ninth,
90.
16 degrees Sagittarius.
Yeah.
So is Sagittarius what kind of a sign is it? Is it fiery sign?
Yeah.
Aries. Leo. So that's what I'm trying to point. 1, 5, 9 point to the first house. First house and Navamsa. So 2, 6, 10, where will it?
1, 5,
No. Point to the first house.
I didn't get that. 159 of Rashi.
Rashi, they all point to the Navamsa Lagna. They all fall in the same Navamsa. Don't they?
all fall in the same Navamsa of Leo.
But Leo becomes a Navamsa Lagna, not the fifth house or anything. It becomes
Why
Navamsa.
did it become Navamsa Lagna actually? Because Lagna.
Yeah. Forget
Okay,
the script.
because you said
You
it was 16 degrees.
calculate that by hand. That is the best way to learn. Because the first degree, I'll repeat once again. The first degree, the first house, 16 degrees Aries, will fall in Leo. Now that becomes the Navamsa Lagna. That's how you get the Navamsa Lagna.
Yeah, that's the Lagna.
Similarly, the fifth and ninth cusp also falls in the first one. Right? Clear?
Yeah.
Now calculate the 2, 6, 10. Where does it fall? The second house, Taurus, we fall Taurus. we find that it falls in Taurus. Taurus, right? The 6th is Virgo. Virgo 16 degrees, where does it fall? Virgo is an earthy sign.
Yeah, from
Capricorn.
So it's Taurus only.
Taurus. So and the 10th, Capricorn.
10th is again
Or also Taurus.
yeah.
So it falls, so 2, 6, 10.
Second from
No, not second. In Navamsa it falls in Taurus.
second.
No, 10th. 10th house. Your Navamsa Lagna is Leo.
Oh yeah.
What becomes Taurus? Taurus is a 10th house.
Right.
So the second house, the Artha Trikona, it falls in the 10th house of Navamsa. The Dharma Trikona falls in first house. So, and okay, now calculate the 3, 7. The Kama Trikona, where will it fall? Falls in 10th house.
Third house is Gemini.
16 degrees, which is Aquarius.
Yeah.
Okay? And then next is Libra 16 degrees, which is once again Aquarius.
Right.
Then Aquarius is 16 degrees, which also falls in Aquarius. And Aquarius is which house from Leo?
6, 7.
From Leo,
Yeah, 7.
Aquarius is the 7th house. So all the Kama Trikona map to which house in Navamsa? 7th house. So we found the Dharma Trikona falls in first house. The Artha Trikona fall in
10th house.
10th house. The Kama Trikona fall in
7th house.
7th house. So the Moksha Trikona will fall in 4th house. So you see all the houses map to one of the Kendras. So you see the Kendras are very important. Now we go 4, 7. Yeah. Now if you go back to Jaimini's dictum that malefics in the 10th causes instability in fortune, finances.
Malefics on 10th.
Yeah. Why? Because see the Artha Trikona map to the 10th house. Artha, finance, fortune, all that. Finance basically. Stability of finance falls in the 10th house. So malefics in the 10th house basically is affecting your 2, 6, 10 house. Yeah. Did you understand?
Yeah.
So you see how you are basically understanding the impacts of Rashi chart just by simple statement in Navamsa. It's very important. So
You're considering all the time 16 degrees of
because as an example, what is your Lagna rising? No, I know, degree.
I don't know.
Let's say 20 degrees. So you analyze using 20 degrees and you get the cusp. So basically,
You will get 159.
Yeah.
You will get
it's a standard principle.
that means if you take for example 20 degrees general,
Yeah.
the norms like
Let's say take 21
21.
because it's on the border and all that.
Okay. It's a 3 minutes 20 seconds. Right? So it is still in.
It comes in the seventh Navamsa.
Yeah. It's 20.
So all the houses will come to back to the 7th Navamsa. Aries, Libra. Yeah,
So 7th from Aries, so that will be in
Libra,
Libra. That will be now.
Navamsa. Well, that is if your Navamsa degrees is 21 degrees.
Yeah, it's 24.
24.
No, I mean, Rashi is 24 Sagittarius.
It's 24. So that comes to, yeah,
Scorpio. 24 is
8,
also
Scorpio. And so the others will also form in the Kendra. So what I'm trying to point out is in 1.2.70, he says K2 in the 4th or 12th. Now you know where the 4th comes from.
Fourth is your comes from
It's a Kendra which handles all the Moksha Trikona. And an easy way to find out is take the Dharma Trikona, 159. Okay? Take the Dharma Trikona, 159. Among these houses, which house is the Kendra?
1.
So, Dharma Trikona maps to Lagna. Among 2, 6, 10, which one is the Kendra? 10. How is second a Kendra, please?
Resource.
Is it a Kendra? Is it a Kendra?
The Kendra houses are.
What are the Kendra houses? Tell me.
1, 4, 7.
Yes. The houses 1, 4, 7, 10 are Kendras. So in 2, 6, 10 Artha Trikona, which is the Kendra?
10. 2, 6, 10,
10. In Kama Trikona, which one is the Kendra?
11.
In Moksha Trikona, which one is Kendra? 4. So that's why he said Ketu in 4 basically gives Moksha.
That is why this Kendra is very important in you give more importance in the most.
In Navamsa, at least it is the foundation, it is the pillars which hold the Navamsa, and it's very important.
So about Rahu Ketu there.
Where
4th is Ketu, 10th is Rahu.
See, once again, 4th is Ketu, it is good for moksha, right? But it is bad for finances. Unless that Rahu is very weak and benefic, that it tends to give you a lot of money. So you have to be.
If the Rahu is strong, then
It tends to give.
lot of expenses.
Right.
Lot of
But
expenses and going away.
right. But then the expenses. But typically, people who have lot of expenses usually have a lot of money. So that is also another way to look at.
It's not always true, right? Depending upon how others are placed, he could be running over his limits.
Yeah, it is also possible, especially considering Rahu.
He goes beyond the bounds and then he gets
Yeah.
credit and then
Right, but typically you can either a person who is extremely foolhardy, who does all kinds of expenses, or a person who has lot of income. And then we go to 1.2.71. Malefics in this place, 4/12, deny deliverance from the cycle of rebirth, which is easy to understand because malefics cause more problems and is not suitable for moksha and all. Or it will be a much, I won't say it is not, because there are so many paths in the Hindu system. Some are very benefic in nature, sattvic in nature, some are more malefic in nature, like some of the Aghoris, So I think, we have to be careful while making such statements. The Sun and Ketu in the 12th house indicate a devotee of Shiva. This is 1.2.72. Now we come to the point where he is talking about the Ishta Devata. Ishta.
12th house from ये क्या लगता है?
You tell me. When you're talking about
Religious means like आत्मा का
spirituality, religious, there's a difference between religiosity and spirituality. So
One
Sun,
is journey, one is destination.
no, not even that. Religiousness is total about is going to temple.
Yeah,
Going
this
to,
destination.
spirituality is your own self,
Journey.
your own journey. The Sun and Ketu in the 12th house indicate a devotee of Shiva. Moon in the 12th shows devotion towards Gauri. And if anybody of you have listened to the Yatri lectures of Sanjay Rath, he talks about this particular stanza of Moon in the 12th house, about Gauri. He says that later on he talks about the Varna, that means the color. Like for example, in Shukla Paksha it could be Gauri, in Krishna Paksha it could be Kali, the forms of mother. Or even you can break it up into 3 parts. Shukla to Dasami, Ekadasi to Panchami, and so on and so forth. Yeah. So the extreme Amavasya and all that is Kali or Chandi. Kali or Chandi. The one in the middle, which is maybe it could be Gauri, and the one Saraswati. So it's Lakshmi, Saraswati, and Kali. It could be any of these things.
So why they are given? Even same mother, right?
Same mother, but there are different forms, right?
So
You
you
have-
bad or something when it comes to Amavasya?
No, It is just that it shows the more, yeah, it could be. It could show attraction towards Kali. Kali is the one who removes ignorance or tamas. She is not a tamasic devi. The tamasic devi is a devi who is tamasic. But Kali is somebody who removes tamas. So she is the one who removes tamas, and such people may prefer Kali over, say, Gauri or Saraswati. It is, each particular deity have a role to play. If you are particularly troubled by tamas-related problems, the best thing is to pray to Kali or Durga, because these are more ugra kind of, which are needed to combat the Shumba and Nishumba within all of us. Like, let's say, it's in the afternoon, I have a heavy lunch and then I go to sleep. That itself is tamas, that, extra sleeping or overindulgent sleeping. Oh, today is Sunday, let me sleep till 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock. Even that is tamas. So it is better for such purpose that you pray to Durga or Kali to remove the... Yeah, it depends upon but it is better to give preference to Ugra Devatas and like Kali or Durga over like Saumya or like Gauri or Lakshmi, where, they're sattvic. So
even the Amavasya is good.
Yeah.
But
it depends on what you are looking for. It depends. Like, for example, certain spiritual practices are very good at Amavasya. Like, for example, if you do japa, mantra japa and your practices, spiritual practices, especially on a eclipse, you'll get 10 times or 100 times more benefit than what you would. So if you are doing 1000 japas on a eclipse day, it is almost like 100,000 chants during a normal day. So that is very important. I was fortunate this year that during eclipse, I did my prayers right next to the Ganges and took a dip in Ganges. So I was lucky that way. Stanza 1.2.74. Venus in the 12th shows devotion for Lakshmi.
One thing, in the previous one you said Sun Ketu in from Karakamsa gives devotion to
Shiva.
Right? But Ketu being there is Ganesha, right?
True, but Sun and Ketu typically is Shiva Yoga. Ketu alone is Ganesha.
Sun Ketu combination takes with Shiva. So Shiva becomes the Shiva top of the person?
Yes.
In some charts, I have observed that person, though he has Venus in 12th mark,
He will not pray to.
he might not be, but in case suppose he likes more Shiva.
Right. There is a reason. This is Ishta Devata is what you are supposed to, your Atma wants, but the person may like something else. In such cases, you look at the trines to Navamsa Lagna to see which one is more prevalent, strong. Or the 5th house in Rashi chart shows one's liking. So if that person may have Sun very strong to Navamsa Lagna, or Sun is the 5th lord or in the 5th house in Rashi, to give that preference of Shiva over Lakshmi.
So for that person, it is better to cultivate devotion towards Lakshmi?
No, it is fine. Eventually,
But if
yes, eventually it is, that's what's going to happen. Yeah. Because all these are, I mean, you can debate it any which way. All these are basically gods and deities. They are not Shudra Devatas or anybody who basically will create a lot of problems. Praying to them you will eventually lead you to the right path, because each individual has their own path. So if you pray to Ganesha, eventually you will end up, you will meet somebody, some great spiritualist who will say, okay, let me teach you. You are here, your descent. Let me teach you something about Kali. And then that person will say, okay, I like this. Let me learn from him. And then he will be a Bhakta of Kali. That's how it goes. So, my point is, you can start anywhere. You can start anywhere. You can You can start with any of the devtas, whatever you like.
Finally, and with the issue.
Typically, we've not done any research on how people end up, but typically, yeah. And ultimately, of course, once you reach that level, you will feel that everybody is, all forms are one. But I've also seen that to make spiritual progress, a particular guru says, this one is good for you. That means that will give you the shortest and the fastest path. So pray in that example you gave, praying to Lakshmi will give the shortest path. But if you're destined to take a long hops and arrive after like millions of years or whatever, then that is fine. Because in the world of spirituality, this one lifetime is nothing. There are people who have done thousands and thousands years of penance, 5,000 years of penance. Then somebody will come and test them. And 1 second they are failed. 5,000 years of penance. And we are talking about it. Okay. So, Mars in the 12th house shows, 1.2.75, Mars in the 12th house shows devotion towards Skanda, the warrior god, or Subramanya, or Kartikeya. Uh, 1.2.76. Mercury or Saturn in the 12th house indicate devotion towards Lord Vishnu. So you see how these planets are mapped to different deities. And Jupiter indicates Samba Shiva, or the formless Nirguna. Rahu in the 12th house, 1.2.78. Rahu in the 12th house shows devotion towards Tamasi, or the destroyer of Dharma, or Durga. That is what we talked about. Ketu in the 12th house shows devotion towards Ganesha. Ganesha or Skanda here, but Ganesha is more like it. 1.2.80. Saturn in the 12th house in malefic sign shows inclination of black magic, devil worship and spirits. Typically malefics in the 12th house, which is very afflicted, tends to lead a man towards such a path. Signs or malefic signs, or planet malefic, or too many affliction by malefics. It is not necessarily bad, because a person may be introduced or initiated in the path of Agora or Tantra, and they are supposed to go into such darkness. And it's not necessarily bad, depending upon what the ultimate intention is. And we will see later how benefics aspecting it typically means he's use it for good purposes. And what is the meaning of good purpose? Is ultimately all this Tantra Agora is for self-cleansing and to understand the self and not to cause trouble to others. Because when in Chandi part, when you're basically reading Chandi part and you basically see how Durga is destroying Shumba and Nishumba, it's nothing but these dark forces, Shumba and Nishumba, within all of us, all the time. Every time you're feeling sleepy, every time you're feeling like tamasic, too much of grogginess, it's all element of tamasic within us. At that time, it is better to chant Durga Ashtottara Satanama loudly. For beginners, that chanting loudly destroys all the tamas. I have seen this, I have experimented with this actually. When I do serious chanting of Durga Ashtottara Shatanama loudly, I feel that full day I'm not feeling sleepy at all, because she kills the tamasic element in me. I'll give you another example. You see how when you go to work you take your lunch and all that. Sometimes you fill it with rice and all those goodies, and at work sometimes it's so tasty that you eat and then you're full, and then in the afternoon you're feeling sleepy. Well, this has happened to me many times. once when I had gone to a couple's house for dinner, she had given me basically the previous night there was a Sankata Hara Chaturthi, which happens every month, and it's a special day for Lord Ganesha, and a special Abhishekam was. This is done every day, every month in that Lakshmi temple in Framingham, Ashland. So every month Abhishekam is done, and then puja for the Ganesha is done. Some good slokas, Atharva Sheersam is read, and so she gave me that prasadam. She said you can take it for next day's lunch, and she packed so much upma, this rice, that rice, and it was basically filled with all these goodies. And next day I ate everything. I ate everything. My tiffin box was like, my lunch box was like practically empty, clean. I was too much, really. And that day I did not feel 1 inch of sleep. My eyes didn't even wink, nor did I feel, I'm feeling groggy or, my blood sugar rising or anything, nothing. I was very alert, frame of mind was good. Why? Because all that prayers killed the tamas element in, which comes from, overeating or the food. So how prayers and how especially praying to Ugra Devis or Devas typically tend to kill the tamas element. In fact, you can even pray to sattvic element. It's not like they won't do, but tamasic elements are Ugra Devatas are more suited for removing the tamas. Yeah. That is why it is also a practice among, mostly if you go to the Indian houses, typically, the practice of chanting mantras while cooking and offering it to God and then consuming it. It actually helps. I have read a book. I'm just going to digress for 2 minutes. I read a book about the effects of sound vibrations on just water, and where the person, this is a Japanese gentleman who through some sophisticated equipment was able to capture the crystals of water, and after being subjected to sound vibrations. So for example, a particular glass of water was subjected to heavy metal and heavy metal music, and then he showed the vibration. He showed the crystals of water. It was malformed. It looked very ugly. I actually had that book. Yeah, I actually read through the whole book. I have that book also. Had that book actually. I don't know where it is, but and then in some cases somebody said some good words, kind words, and then you see that crystals were so beautiful and clear. Somebody chanted some mantra. It was so well formed. So you see the water, every molecule around you gets changed. Even the air, the aura around you gets changed. Of course, if you have the sophisticated equipment, you will be able to see it.
Another example on this is I experience it at my home every day.
Yeah.
Matter. Our food is cooked when she's chanting and she's full time on some other car. So the food at my home tastes excellent. I'm not boasting or anything.
Right.
And I can see the difference when I eat outside.
Yes.
I can just get the difference.
Right.
Now I stop eating
You
outside.
cannot eat outside.
I cannot eat outside.
Stop eating.
Yes, you are true. You are right.
Outside now and virtually stop.
You are right. Not only
Because
that.
my food at my home is excellent, and I can see the difference with though somebody else is, for that matter, not in caste or anything. Though they are Brahmins and they cook the same way,
Right.
I can still see the difference.
Yes, that is true. I agree with you. The reason is, whatever you have an effect in your body. For example, it is very well known that if you are seriously doing sadhana, you should not eat at other people's house, period. You are supposed to eat either the food you cook or wife cooks. That's it. You are not supposed to, because every time somebody cooks, their vibration gets passed on. If such people are not aligning with your path, then it will cause more trouble. Let's say you go to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's house and Sharada Mata is cooking. Obviously, you'll get tremendous benefit just by eating there. But if you go to Saddam Hussein's house,
Even when we have left in the
Yeah.
Alice and Reiki.
Yeah.
They asked us to check the aura of the food.
Right.
Which is cooked yesterday's food and today's freshly cooked food.
Right.
Also we can feel with hands that aura is not for the
Stale food. And it is affecting me also personally, because somebody told me that I'm not supposed to eat out. I have this nasty habit of just eating out every time. And then, I always complain about headaches, but you don't think about these things. So that person recommended that, you should typically not eat outside. You should either go to somebody's house whom you trust, and then you can eat. And then I found some very interesting effects on the body. Like, just a couple of weekends before, I was supposed to treat somebody because I got a job and all that. And we went to that restaurant. I didn't like the food at all. And while coming back in, and then that particular night, the sleep was not particularly a calm and peaceful one. It was disturbed. So I also try not to eat outside. It does matter who cooks the food and where it comes from and all that. So goodbye to frozen food actually. It's even more stale. After all, if you just consider the Karakatva, all stale and frozen food is all Shani. All fresh food is all Moon and Jupiter. Because they are Sattvic. Okay. Can we pause? So we'll okay. Let's now. Yeah. Let's continue. But before that, Teshuji has some questions.
The Upanishadras I've seen, it's difficult to remember them.
Right. True.
And I have my lowest level of attention, so I can't even remember anything.
True. I mean, this is just like any other subject. The best way is sit with this book. Don't leave it ever. Like what I do is, at least when I was learning this book will never leave my hand. Everywhere I go, I take it with me. And I mean everywhere. This book you see, which is so neat and nice, is not my book. My book is really in a tattered condition. That is how you see whether a person has studied or not. No, this is very simple, and I will. What I do is go through this book every day. There are some few 10-15 pages, and then try and correlate it with charts. You will never find such pinpointed solution anywhere. It gives a very straightforward. Yeah, like if you want to analyze your Navamsa, what are your strong points? These planets are very important. If you don't understand, that's fine. I mean, if you don't remember, that's fine. Let's say tomorrow you are studying somebody's chart. Okay, start with his Navamsa, because that's one of the best ways. Start with the Navamsa, and then even better is when you start analyzing the charts online, on the list or somewhere, where you have the
Input from others also.
basically you have the time to go through book and get the relevant slokas and ask questions, because the person is in front of you and you don't know much about these things. He doesn't have the patience for you to flip through all this and say, do you have this, do you have that? So start with this. Like for example, in last class we rectified his chart just on the basis that Venus was in 12th. You see, in a particular varga, the Karya, the Karaka, which is for Navamsa, it is Venus. It should not be in Marana Karakasthana from the Karya Bhava. Okay, Karya Bhava is 7th house in Navamsa. Marana Karaka for Venus is the 6th. So 6th from 7th is 12th. So Venus in the 12th is not good for marriage. It will never happen when it is in Navamsa, from the Navamsa Lagna. So we saw that this for Manoj last time, that his Venus was in the 12th from Navamsa Lagna. So that's not a good situation. But he is married, he is happy and all that. So we changed his Navamsa Lagna. to better fit his personalities. We ask him. Yeah, it changes his the Samsa also. But no, not necessarily. If only if there is a overlap in the boundaries, then the change in Navamsa will change the Samsa. Otherwise not. No, not 20 seconds.
Yeah, otherwise Navamsa, otherwise it's roughly span is like 15-20 minutes on each time.
Yeah, exactly. So, what was your question? How to remember? I forgot another question.
You forgot.
No, just keep reading. Keep reading. Let's say you're analyzing your son, Teja's chart. Oh, okay, this person is artistic. So, which planets are? You can go through it. Just go through it manually. Oh, you'll see, oh, Mercury, Venus and all this should be. So, let's say is Mercury, Venus in trine. So on and so forth. If somebody comes to you, oh, that person is very hot-headed. So you should say Mars should be in trines or Vargotam, Vargotam principles. Go through it every day or whenever you get time. Or better still start discussing charts. Then you'll find that the other person says something that will stick in your mind. If you do this over a period of time, it'll come to you easily. The only way to succeed is through the path of Saturn. Yes. So I have no doubts you will succeed. I'm telling you, hard work. Because the rule is every event, for anything to materialize, it has been allocated some X amount of work to be done, sadhana. If you, in this life you get it very easily, it is because you have worked hard in the previous life. That's it. Okay, so let's take up the chart given by the great Mr. Manoj. Okay, can you give me the birth details?
April 1.
Is this an April Fool joke? No.
No.
April 1,
1988.
1988. Birth time?
6:26
PM or AM?
PM.
So 1826.
Nasik.
Nasik. So it's April 1st, 1988, 1826 hours, Nasik, India, Nasik, India. So let's just save it before we proceed. Groups.
Amit.
Right?
Yeah. Little bold.
Oh,
Little bigger. Bigger.
much better? Okay. The question, could you please repeat the question for all of us?
He just passed 12
12.
and gave the CET exam, whatever, the entrance exam.
Right.
I was wondering what line he should pursue. Biotech is a new field that's coming up, or BCS or BSc. He didn't get a very good marks in CET.
Okay.
So problem for engineering.
Okay. So, you see, first let's analyze what are his fundamental strengths.
First thing, before since this question is based on education, do we want to pursue through the knowledge that we are getting from Navamsa, or do we want to consider D24?
D24 is the right Varga.
But for this example, for what we are doing now, do you want to go through this or go through the other?
Actually, you have to confirm the Navamsa even before you go to the D24. You will ask why, because D24 is the chart for learning. But let's see what inherent strength. Like for example, your son is an artist. If I ask him to do mechanical engineering, will he like it? It's not going to tap into his talents. But if I tell him, let's say, painting in the Rizvi School of Design in Providence, he's probably going to say yes. So that the same way, let's analyze what talents that person has. which one will come easily to him, and try and make sure that it aligns with, I like mathematics a lot, so I don't want to take biology. I got 38 out of 100 in biology. I just passed. So let's look at the Navamsa, and what can we say about the Navamsa?
We also have to see that we can first start to consider with 159.
Yeah, trines. Trines basically for inherent characteristics, because we are not going to see his financial abilities or other moksha.
First house being Venus, Venus there is no planet. First house being Taurus and there is no planet in Vrishabha. So if we consider its Lord who is in 10.
No, aspects are
First, let's see what planets are in trine.
Planets in trine.
Mars is in trine.
Mars is
Okay, Mars is aspecting.
right.
When you see Mars aspecting, an exalted Mars, it is so you can say that the person is hot-headed. You can say.
Mars is,
Get 9 hours.
yeah, 9 hours, yeah.
Okay, you use the North Indian
North
side.
Indian side,
You should get used to this. This is good. Let me see. 1 minute.
Whenever I have a chat with him, I always change. And he will write on the paper and then
I don't know.
I'll come back to
Yeah, he can. But then just go with him, matter.
Okay?
Oh, you can see both at the same time?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Okay. Now we saw an exalted Mars in the trines.
Right.
Such person, he may be a hot-headed person. Does he get angry very easily?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Another thing, Mars aspecting the Navamsa Lagna will give good interest in logic, engineering, aptitude for engineering will be good. Right? I know, but that's what it means. Jupiter and Mercury aspecting the Navamsa Lagna. What does Jupiter and Mercury give?
Jupiter, analytic
Judgment, law, teaching.
Judgment, yes, teaching. But teaching, that's true. Mercury makes him a good student actually. He will be good at mimicking and
Expressing and communicating.
expressing and communicating. Jupiter makes a knowledgeable person, which will come with age. Another thing is, see which planet is in the 10th house. So let's use that rule. If any planet is in the 10th house, let's use the weekday order. So Venus is in 10th,
Friday.
Saturday 11th, Rahu 12th, Ketu in Lagna. So the effect of Venus in the 10th house will give the effect of Ketu in Lagna. Ketu, mathematics, very good at mathematics.
But Ketu is in 8th house.
No, there is a specific
No, I
difference.
know that order.
Yeah, so that is it. It will give the effects of Ketu in Lagna. So Ketu in Lagna, that means the person will be good at mathematics, very good at high intuition development. Aspect of Jupiter will give interest in, perhaps Jyotish or some kind of tradition, parampara. So do you think this Navamsa Lagna is correct? He has interest in all this?
Yeah.
How do you say? Give me example.
Because tradition, his mother is, she's from Trambakeshwar, you must have.
Oh, yes, Nasik.
So yeah, so they are also in that, Madhya and all that. So he definitely, tradition, he definitely follows whatever, yeah.
Okay,
That much I know.
okay.
But mathematics is not.
Mathematics, I don't know, he didn't get a good mark. It was in Indian, but till 10 he was very good.
Okay. That's okay. Typically, just because a person doesn't do well in exams, doing well in exams is one thing, and being interested in this basically shows a person who is very much interested. Like if you give me any mathematics puzzle, I'll like to solve it. I'll never say no. That way. Maybe that person has interest in mathematics or something. Or that person, Ketu will give expert in small instruments. Like to repair these small things like integrated circuits and micro circuits, and such interest will be given by Ketu. So if you think that this Lagna is correct, then we can go to the D-24.
Yeah. Usually it's only 4 minutes here. 2 minutes.
2 minutes earlier and 13 minutes later. So what would happen if the Lagna is in Aries, that is 2 minutes earlier? Then typically Venus will have its influence, first of all, because Venus is aspecting it. Since, Sun and Ketu are in trine.
Sun and Ketu are trine.
So that person will be good at playing music, playing musical instruments. Sun gives interest in playing musical instruments. Is he?
He just recently started guitar and all that. Recently he started.
What dasa is he running? What dasa is he running?
Yeah, he's joined some class and he's doing guitar and all that right now.
So he has no special dasa running, right?
Right. So he's Rahu.
Lagna Lord in 7.
Oh.
That's the number.
I was testing you guys.
Yeah, the chapters on the 7.
Okay, so he's running Saturn, Venus.
Like Saturn is dispositor for Venus.
Yeah, and the thing is, Venus can show interest in music also, but the thing is, playing instruments, musical instruments is more shown by Sun. Okay, so that is since in this and he started this year.
Yeah.
Okay, so Venus. The question is, the person may be interested in any dasa, not necessarily it has to be Sun dasa. Because it could be, in this case, both are justified because Venus is affecting the Navamsa Lagna if you take Aries as a Navamsa rising, but whereas if you take Taurus rising, Venus is basically the Navamsa Lagna Lord, so it can give a fresh start to anything. So that's not. That's fine.
Yeah, but then the Jupiter Mercury Mars aspect on it, on this present Lagna here, we kind of felt that
You will be good at
engineering and other things are good.
Right, but
then if you move the Lagna to the previous one, that is not the case anymore.
true. That's what we have to analyze each and every aspect.
So considering those things, this Lagna makes more sense than moving it to Aries.
No, because the thing is, it's too early to say anything. We still haven't gotten any concrete. Because he has said that, Sun, he's interested in learning music. This is typically given by Sun. Okay, like for example, the aspect of Venus. If it is Aries Lagna, let's take Aries Lagna. The one way to decide you want to retain all this, whatever you've learned, is to analyze it properly from all angles. So you move it to Aries. Now Venus is aspecting it. And if you take Mars in the 10th house, what effect will you get on the Lagna? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Venus. Once again. So Venus will be very strong for such a person. What is the effect of Venus very strong in Navamsa? The person may, be interested in arts, wearing nice clothes, going to nice parties, fashion, sophisticated manners, fine eye for details, finding faults. Is that person like this? You'll say yes. That is why. Yeah, but why would he? What is the reason? That he likes to paint. Venus will give good interest in painting.
Just say up to 10, 12, everybody doing so.
No, I mean, there are some things that stand out. That is why it is very important that when you bring charts, you should know that person very well. Otherwise, then our advice will be very random. You see, if you don't know anything about a person, then we can just keep on guessing actually. then it doesn't become scientific. So you tell me one characteristics of this person.
He recently started music, he
Okay.
learns Japanese and all that,
What?
He's learning Japanese language.
Japanese language. Which planet gives linguistic capability? Mercury. That definitely, to me, indicates Taurus Lagna is because
And he's a real bodybuilder. He's not like
okay.
Mars in 9th house aspect in Lagna.
Yes, but typically people who also have strong Mercury give interest in because Mercury among well, it is debatable because among all the Mahapurusha yogas, Ruchak, let's see if any planets are Vargotam. Mars is Vargotam. So that's it. Mars is Vargotam. So among the planets, among the Pancha Mahapurusha Yoga, if you read the description, he has said it is only the Bhadra Mahapurusha Yoga who will have a very good physique. Very proportionate, very well.
Yeah, he really did a good job in maintaining the health.
Okay.
He goes every 2 hours to the gym. every morning.
Yes. So that can be given, but that can also be given by Saturn also, who works hard. So Mars is also fine. So we are happy with Taurus Lagna.
Very good physique.
Now, what else? We are satisfied with this Lagna. Let's go to D-24.
Ninth,
Now,
fourth house is primary, ninth
Fourth.
is graduation.
Right.
And
now let's see when this D-24 changes. 13 seconds earlier, and 5 minutes later. If you change earlier, Navamsa is not going to change. If you change later, Navamsa is not going to change. Clear?
Right.
So we can go either way. Base on Navamsa is fine, right? Now, what can you tell us about how he has done in his education so far?
Up to 10th, 11th.
No, hold on. No, it was for him. It was for them. If you take Gemini rising, see Rahu Ketu is in Lagna. Nodes in the Lagna gives either an unconventional outlook or troubles in education. See, if you take Gemini rising, what else would you see? What do you see in Kendras?
Mars and Sun.
What Mars and Sun? Mars, Sun, Rahu, Ketu, Saturn, all malefics in Kendra.
All malefics.
All malefics.
it is Sarpa Yoga.
Sarpa Yoga. Lot of problems in education.
Why Sarpa Yoga? Sarpa Yoga is...
Malefics in Kendra. Malefics, more than 3 malefics in Kendra. 2 or more than, something like that. All malefics are in Kendra. Do you think the person will have a normal, stable education?
Jupiter and Mercury and Subhakarta are in
True. That can be a savior.
Yes, that's only savior.
Savior. That means he'll be saved, but there are too much of malefic influence to show even a normal. So, what can he, now Manojji, what,
Up to 12th, he was fine.
he was fine.
He didn't get a good mark in 12th. Entrance exam.
Okay.
He didn't get good.
If you change the Lagna, then Venus will be in the 4th house, in the same own house. It shows a good education, primary education.
Yeah, so we can move it either back or front
Yes, front house.
without. What will happen if you move it ahead to make it Cancer? Yes, yes.
No, I'm having a difference from, see, I'm getting 1 minute timing error coming. You have 13 seconds change
Gemini to Taurus, right? He has got,
What time have you entered?
April 1, 1988, 26, 56 p.m. He's got 56 seconds here.
Second something. And then the time is that much accurate. They read what I have.
Okay, there are seconds.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. So,
Good.
so let's analyze what will happen if we move the Siddhamsa Lagna to Cancer.
Why Why Cancer? Because the other one is 13 seconds. Why don't we consider that?
No, she just mentioned. So we'll try both. We'll try both. Cancer. Now tell me, what do you see in Cancer?
Fourth is very strong. As primary education should be very good.
Very good. Mercury, good student.
Good student.
Do Jupiter is aspecting the Lagna, the Rashi Drishti is good. Only thing is, the Lagna, who becomes the Lagna Lord? Marnakar. Yeah, basically from the Lagna. So what happens is, the person will be very hard-working and is not going to be like easily passing everything. He'll work hard and he will undergo some stress. I beg your pardon?
He has to struggle a lot.
Struggle a lot. Like
Lot of resources.
no, he's a smart guy. The person will be smart. He'll do well in education, but he has a tendency to be a workaholic, to slog. So, which one is it?
He works hard. He is doing classes in the morning, 6 o'clock, he'll get up, go to gym, go to the class. And whatever normal 12, he knew that, okay, he has to be good.
Yeah, but so the thing is he a good student? Natural.
Yeah.
Even if you move the Lagna to Taurus,
Now, if you move the Lagna to Taurus, what do you get?
Mercury is still aspecting him.
Mercury is aspecting.
And
Jupiter is aspecting. Yeah, Jupiter.
And Lagna Lord is in 6th house, but
Lag-
in own house, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, Lagna Lord in the 6th house first, particularly make the native intelligent. Dhimanta yoga kind of thing.
Lagna Lord in 6th house.
Lagna Lord in association with the third,
5th, 6th combination, right?
no, third, fifth, sixth combination.
3rd, 5th.
But that doesn't mean that it just because Lagna Lord in 6th is not intelligent. You look at the third Lord is Moon aspecting it,
Fourth Lord in fifth house.
fourth Lord in 5th house. Yeah. So this person will be very, but only thing is the 8th Lord is in Lagna. So there will be some instability in career. In education.
So it's very difficult to judge.
And also with the only information that is still in 12th and you have only some basic education input, since you don't have the other information.
One thing,
Yeah.
So rectifying D24 with that information, with both the possibilities, is not
Clear.
Clear cut. So what do you do?
Until you come back after 5 years.
now what line? He is saying, I want to go to biotechnology, go do my...
So we will use,
But biotech means now Moon is in ninth house.
right,
So, because he's showing interest in biotech.
right.
But whether that is right or wrong, we don't
Because
know.
he's showing.
We'll use the information we've gathered from the Navamsa to guide him. And then we'll try and align with the D24. But we'll give, like for example, what is the planet for biotechnology? It's Moon. Moon and secondarily Jupiter. So,
Then generally we can take in Navamsa to see what is 5th house and what he can get from practice and how his 1st house is, and then suggest that area.
right. So, Moon and Jupiter biotech. What are the other areas he's interested in?
The area is BCS.
Sciences.
Bachelor of Computer Science. To me, it seems Bachelor of Computer Science will make more sense than anything else.
Because of Mercury.
Because Mars is also in the 9th house.
9th house. Okay.
Mercury is aspecting also.
Mars is Vargotham.
Yes, Mars is Vargotham. 9th house is the house of where you learn, go outside, learn in an institution. So, taking all these factors into consideration, it seems appropriate that BCS or the Bachelor in Computer Science seems to be more appropriate.
Even here Mars is expecting that.
Yeah, but we have to see the 9th lordship. The 9th lord is aspected, but
Mars is actually right now only if you consider this right now.
Yeah, that's what.
But in India right now in Pune, there is a biotech boom. Everybody wants to go there. I don't know what.
Yeah.
That is there.
Now we have to understand, see, biotechnology also involves some kind of technology. So the aspect of Mars is fine. So, but what exactly is biotechnology? To understand the living beings or some cells.
Yes,
It's all moon. So the influence of Rahu Ketu should also be seen.
Which if you take this as it is,
It will make sense.
It has the Graha Drishti.
Right. So in this case, the Rahu Ketu are in the 9th.
Graha Drishti, ninth house.
If this Lagna is correct, then biotechnology is. If Gemini is their Lagna, then biotechnology makes lot of sense.
But it won't be.
Yes. If you look at the Navamsa, you will find that, let's see, Navamsa Mars is aspecting will make him a good technology. Logic is good. Let's see, Moon is in the 11th. Moon is not aspecting it. Right?
But Jupiter is, but the exchange is there, Moon and Jupiter.
Good.
Exchange.
Good. So the aspect of, the exchange of Jupiter and Moon. So what will Moon will, so that you can see that the influence of Jupiter on Lagna can be seen as influence of Moon in Lagna.
Right.
Okay? So Moon is very important. And the Parivartana with Jupiter will also help. So it is safe to say that, BCS will also, biotechnology will also be good. Now,
Which one is strong?
stronger is the question.
Biotechnology, they are asking for donation.
Okay. So what I'm saying is this person can do well in both logic and in computers and biotechnology. With the current D24 we have, it seems he will go into biotechnology.
To be honest, that only I predicted, and I've seen Narayan Dasha and Sudarshan Chakra Dasha also.
Okay.
I mean, Astaka Varga, a little bit. I use all our Gurus in school.
Okay. So it is based on our agreement, and assuming this chart is accurate, and based on the input from learned Ramakrishna. Biotechnology.
I'm very glad that what I thought is.
But we have to go through the reasoning. Like the Parivartana did help. I missed that Parivartana, Moon and Jupiter. So that influence of Moon on the Lagna will also show up.
Actually, why he will do well also, if you go to the Dasha, we'll come to see actually.
Okay.
Why it was good at till primary, can do like that. Like that.
But we'll keep the Dasa analysis for later date.
Okay. No, what I meant to say is,
It matches.
little bit, yes.
Okay.
So even if donation, he can go to biotechnology.
Yeah.
And Rahu in Lagna says like it's not direct, something Tera.
No, that is nothing. See, Rahu, if
It's
this...
not natural.
No, hold on. We have to use other principles also.
Okay.
First of all, what is his interest?
His interest is biotechnology.
He will get it. Why? If this Lagna is correct, you see the 9th Lord is exalted. Exaltation means being happy. In D24, whenever you see a particular Lord, like the 9th Lord or the 4th Lord, being debilitated, you can directly predict that you did not get the choice of line you desired. You had to go with something else. And this I have seen in 99% of the cases has come out right.
So in this case, you are saying 9th Lord is Saturn.
Rahu is exalted.
Rahu is research also.
Research, but it also shows beyond the boundary.
Right.
And Moon is also there. So something unconventional, like stem cell research and all this is the latest up and coming.
They are research,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah, they are interested in all life.
Moon may again blood, right?
Moon is living beings and
Right.
Yeah. So
Cells.
cells.
And if you see D10 also, there was some correlation also, like how where you end up in job.
Okay. So biotechnology is our suggestion.
And if you get into BCS also, fine, that's what you are saying. He can do both well.
Yeah, it's fine. The only thing is we have to see the dasas. Starting from early next year, he'll be starting Rahu Dasa.
Right.
It's well suited. Good. Good luck to him. So shall we continue with the
Some refreshing thoughts from here today.
where did we stop?
Yesterday was also here.
Yeah, 1.2.81. we'll start with 1.2.81. Venus in the 12th house in a malefic sign gives similar results. That means dark forces. Why Venus?
Venus against the passion,
So?
something.
No.
And he's a guru of Kama.
Yes, Asura Guru.
Asura.
That's right. Then the note section indicates the stanzas 72 to 81 describe popular deities in Hinduism. Our standard texts like BPHS and Saravali teach the deities of the 7 planets. You can read them. So you can choose the appropriate deities, because Hinduism is filled with so many examples or so many deities that you just see their characteristics and match it. Like has anybody heard of Ayyappa?
Yes.
Okay, you've heard. It's more popular in Kerala, right?
In Andhra also.
Andhra also?
Yes.
Okay. Which deity would you suggest? Or which planets? No, sorry, not deity. Sorry, which planets?
Mercury.
Why Mercury?
Ayyappa is son of Vishnu and
Harihara Putra. Harihara Putra.
Son and Shiva.
So Sun, Mercury,
Yeah.
and plus an influence of Mars, because he is kind of that warrior kind of.
He is a devata for Kali. Kali.
Kali.
They say.
Yeah.
To kill the Kali.
Yeah. So Mars gets exalted in Capricorn,
Yeah.
Kali. So his Sun, Mercury influence of Mars can give Harihara Putra. Which sign represents mountains?
Ketu? No, mine is
Leo, right?
Leo. No, not Leo.
Yes. It's either Mesha or Leo.
It's, I think it's Aquarius. Right?
No.
No.
Aquarius like watery and Aquarius just hills. Aquarius just hills. It's not mountains.
Yeah, not mountain.
Mountain. So it's, I think it's Leo more like it, or Mesha, because sheep are on the top of mountains. I think so. I remember this temple is on top of the mountain,
Right.
Sabarimalai. So it is on top of a mountain. So use the signs also. Yeah. As example.
Yeah, lot of correlation.
Yes. And Mars more like it.
They say there's a fire.
Yeah, fire.
Yeah.
And also you have to be celibate for that. Actually you have to be celibate for all. It's specifically which is more like Kumara. That bachelor kind of
Right.
Martian energy.
Right.
He's not shown with any wives, or he's
Right,
just
right.
single. All right.
Because of
Which-
influence, it is like black color came up there.
Yeah,
Because Makara.
could be. And it is next to Pampa River.
Right.
So all that you can take. Which planet would you assign Guru Nanak Dev? There's a Sikh Guru, right?
Yeah, Jupiter.
Right.
Obvious.
That's why if you go to a Sikh house, a Sikh person's house, not a Sikh, but a Sikh Sardarji, or people who follow the Sikh religion, you'll see the Guru Nanak Dev, photographs to whom they pray. What else would you see?
Book.
Granth Sahib, that's fine. But you'll see another thing.
One more.
What? You'll see in 99% of the time, no, Shiva, the Guru. Shiva is the Adi Guru, right? You'll see Shiva's picture over there. Holy Ghost. In Christianity you have Mother Mary.
Right.
So who's Mother Mary? Moon. The Holy Ghost. Here it's given, Sanjay Ji has given Sun. Sun as the Holy Ghost. And Jesus Christ? Jupiter. Once again a teacher.
Yeah.
Very compassionate and all that. More with the influence of Moon. Very compassionate he is.
He's a healing, so Venus.
Healing, Jupiter can also heal. Most of them are healers.
typical moon, most.
Actually, this healing is a side effect of all the powers, siddhis. There's Ashta Siddhi and Anima, Gani, they have healing power also. Now he says in 1.2.82, these results are also examined from the sixth from Amartya Karaka. As Narasimha must have taught you, the sixth from Amartya Karaka also shows the Palana Devta is more at the sustenance level. So you prescribe the same, but look at the sixth from Amartya Karaka. It's for the sustenance level, for this material world.
11:10.
Okay. No, I know time is 11:10, but how long does nothing usually take? 11:30?
Yeah, 11:30.
Okay. So, next 1.2.83. If two malefics are in trines, that is 159, the native gains expertise in mantra, spells and occult knowledge. Now, which lagna is he talking about?
It's in Navamsa.
He is more talking about Atmakarakamsa than Navamsa lagna. So, mantra shastra and all is something that is not a physical aspect like mathematics and all that. But still, it comes mantras, and these are deep knowledge, And Sanjay ji says that it is basically from the Karakamsa, from the soul level. So if you see two or more malefics in trines to the Atmakaraka, that is the Karakamsha, you will find that that person, typically other factors included in the chart, may be interested in mantra shastra or will be good in one. Mantra, tantra and all that. So if it is one planet, it is mantra, if it is two tantra, and and so on and so forth. At least one malefic.
To Karakamsa,
Yes. No, Karakamsa. Atmakaraka and Navamsa. At least one malefic gives knowledge of mantra. Two indicates mantras and their usage, while more gives yantras and tantra and so on and so forth. Then he says in 1.2.84, malefics in trines, when aspected by other malefics, gives expertise in black magic. Then the person may be involved in the black magic kind of, which is not good, which is the, abhichara and all that, which causes trouble to others. And when such malefics in trines is aspected by benefics, then it is for good. But you have to take this with a grain of salt or pinch of salt, because that person must have the ability like other factors have to be included, that the person is interested in such things. The moon in Swamsa, okay, now I'll give you some interesting tidbits. The moon in Swamsa, aspected by Venus, gives capability to deal with liquids and chemicals. So if you're seeing, okay, my son wants to do chemical engineering, which two planets will you see? Moon and Venus. You guys are not listening. Navamsa, even in D-24, if you see Moon and Venus together, chemical engineering. Anybody done chemical engineering here? No. You've done civil? No.
I did
Electrical. You did civil. Saturn and all.
Saturn was C24.
Mercury aspecting Moon in Navamsa produces a doctor or give work related to medicine. Now you know the stanza. Mercury and Moon. We had this discussion in one of the lists earlier. Mercury and Moon are also the Karaka for which house? Moon is fourth house. Mercury is the secondary indicator. Moon and Mercury, Karaka for? Which house is the house of healing? House of mother. So, now you know how doctors' medicine is Moon and Mercury. In my blog, I have given explicit couple of references where Moon is explicitly tied to medicine. I think in the last couple of classes also I told.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
And my wife's star moon is there in my center. Like, she's a doctor. Even D-24 I saw some relation.
Moon in the 4th. See, it is very important to, this will help you at all levels, not even Navamsa. You'll see Dasamsa, Moon, Mercury, medicine. In addition to that, even Venus can give medicine. You saw how Venus gives chemicals and all that. Venus can also, pharmacist and all that.
Venus is herbal or pharmacist?
Yeah, both. Venus can use herbal also, Sanjeevani mantra, mantra, medicine. Now, Moon in the 4th from Swamsa, aspected by Venus, indicates leukodermia or even leprosy.
Leprosy?
Yeah. Now, this is diseases he is talking about. You know what leprosy is, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So, I don't know how Moon, Venus...
Yeah, I don't know. It's very difficult to... One thing is, combination of Moon and Venus is also Rudra Yoga. You'll find that Moon and Venus combination in any kind of Rudra Yoga gives blood pressure problems.
Yeah, Moon is blood.
Yeah. So, but this leprosy and leukodermia, because I'm surprised, we'll have to understand it detail. Leukodermia is that part. Your skin gets whitish and all that. Any kind of discoloration of skin is basically the influence of Rahu on Mercury. Mercury represents skin and Rahu shows that problem with skin. So Moon and Venus, we have to think about it.
That's in 4th house.
Moon in the 4th house from Swamsa indicates Venus, leukodermia and all that. If Mars aspects Moon in the 4th house, then white leprosy is caused. See, Moon shows the body, the health. So Venus indicates leprosy or leukodermia. Mars shows leprosy. Mars basically shows the physical, and leprosy is basically your physical parts are basically deformed or losing basically. Venus shows that skin element, that surface. Anyway, we have to think about it. Not so. No, Mercury.
Mercury
It's not Venus.
Saturn muscle.
Muscle. Sun?
Sun bones.
Bones.
So we went right.
Okay, that's very good. Ketu aspecting Moon in the 4th house indicates bluish leprosy. Oh my God, it's too much. Skip forward. White, red, blue. Colors of flag. Okay, by the way, I mentioned flag. Who is the character for flag? Dvajam.
No, Mars.
Ketu. Another word for Ketu is Dvaja also. So, Ketu is Dvajam, flag. So, sorry for the diversion. But that's how the mind should think. Like, you should start analyzing character for each and everything.
Actually, the flag always has Hanuman on it.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's why I said
That means we should go with more with Mars rather than Ketu.
No, not all flags have Hanuman.
General.
Okay. But Ketu is Dvajam.
In fact, I told Veda that way.
Okay, I think we'll stop here. We stopped at 1.2.90. We had enough of leprosy. From next week we'll start with 1.2.91. Then once we finish this, he has also given examples on how to understand. We will follow that. As I said, my goal is till Narasimha takes a break, that's fine. Is basically make you aware of this text called Jaimini is there and how to use it. And it basically will make you a better astrologer, I feel. It made me at least. Yeah. So, thank you very much. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.